There are rumors that the Vatican's secret archives contain documents related to the Templars, documents that have been deliberately kept from public view. The Vatican is known for having one of the most restricted libraries in the world. With numerous corridors and files sealed off to the public, only a select group of scholars are allowed limited access. And it is said that some of the most crucial Templar documentation has been absorbed into the Vatican's collections, hidden away to prevent any revelations that might challenge the Church's authority. If these documents contained information that undermined the Church's teachings, it's no surprise that they would be locked away to prevent a theological earthquake. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Templars' legacy is their possible connection to the Ark of the Covenant. According to the Bible, the Ark held the tablets of the law given to Moses and was considered one of the most sacred objects in Jewish history. After the destruction of the First Temple of Jerusalem, the whereabouts of the Ark became a mystery. Some speculate that the Templars, having established their headquarters at the site of Solomon's Temple, may have discovered traces of the Ark or other sacred artifacts. But if they found something, what did they do with it? There are theories that the Templars secretly transferred these relics to hidden locations across Europe. One of the most frequently mentioned places is the Rosslyn Chapel in Scotland, which was built in the 15th century and contains numerous esoteric symbols and Templar references. Some believe that the chapel was designed to guard the Templars' secrets, perhaps even serving as a vault for their most sacred relics. The mysteries of the Templars continue to captivate historians and researchers alike. If they did indeed uncover knowledge that could alter our understanding of history, religion, and human existence, then it's no surprise that these secrets have been guarded so fiercely. The Templars may have been destroyed centuries ago, but their influence remains alive today, hidden in plain sight in the symbols, structures, and organizations that surround us. The final question remains: will the truth ever come to light? Will the missing documents, the hidden Gospels, or the secret records of the Templars be rediscovered? Or have these secrets been so deeply buried that they will never be fully revealed to the public? The search for the answers continues, and with it, the quest for one of the greatest mysteries of all time, the hidden legacy of the Knights Templar. The Templars are a fascinating and enigmatic part of history, shrouded in mystery and intrigue. One of the most enduring and captivating theories surrounding the order involves the possession of forbidden manuscripts, documents that could completely rewrite the known history of Christianity. These manuscripts, if they ever existed, may still be hidden away, possibly in the most unlikely of places. One such theory suggests that the key to unraveling the true nature of the Grail and the Templars' deeper secrets lies within the works of art created during the Renaissance. Leonardo da Vinci, widely believed to have been associated with esoteric societies, is often linked to hidden knowledge and coded messages within his masterpieces. Da Vinci's renowned painting The Last Supper is a prime example, as many believe it contains cryptic clues about Jesus' teachings and, more specifically, the sacred lineage that the Templars might have guarded. Could it be that Da Vinci had access to secret knowledge, passed down through generations, carefully concealed in his art? Beyond the mysteries surrounding artifacts and documents, there is another pressing question about the fate of the surviving Templars themselves. Though many are known to have fled to Portugal and Scotland after the fall of the order, it is widely suggested that their influence did not stop there. In fact, some theories propose that the Templars might have traveled to America long before Christopher Columbus. Using advanced nautical knowledge, perhaps passed down through the ages, they could have crossed the Atlantic, possibly marking the beginning of their covert presence in the Americas. Indigenous legends, in fact, speak of European visitors dressed in white robes adorned with red crosses, appearing centuries before the first colonists arrived. If the Templars held knowledge that could potentially destabilize the established order, their destruction was not just a matter of financial greed or political control. It was a calculated attempt to erase knowledge that could have rewritten history. Despite their fall, there is significant evidence suggesting that Templar knowledge survived, whether through hidden manuscripts, symbols carved into monuments, or through traditions passed down by secret societies. This brings us to a critical question. Could the truth about the Templars still be hidden in plain sight? If so, who is protecting these secrets today? Are we truly ready to learn the truth about the Templars and the revelations they uncovered? which may challenge the very core of religious dogmas and power structures that have defined the world for centuries. The search for this truth continues, and in the next section, we will explore the latest evidence and new theories that suggest the Templars' secrets are still being safeguarded by powerful forces. The Templars' influence has persisted far beyond their official dissolution in the 14th century. Modern evidence points to the survival of their knowledge, hidden in plain sight within symbols, structures, and practices that remain relevant today. One of the first modern clues to the continued existence of Templar knowledge came in 2001. When a historical document known as the Chaume Parlement was revealed from the Vatican's secret archives. This parchment disclosed that Pope Clement V had absolved the Templars of heresy charges before the order's disbandment, officially recognizing that the accusations against them were false. If such a document, which directly contradicted the Church's stance, was hidden for centuries, how many other secrets about the Templars remain buried within the Vatican's vaults? Another compelling piece of evidence lies in the presence of Templar symbols in major structures across the world, particularly in cities such as Washington, D.C., and Paris. These cities, known for their historical and political importance, house monuments, statues, and even entire buildings designed by esoteric societies, filled with symbols and alignments that trace their origins back to Templar iconography. In Washington, D.C., for instance, the geometric arrangements and architectural designs of key government buildings reveal subtle references to these ancient symbols, hinting that the Templars' knowledge was passed on through these secret societies, which have continued to operate in the shadows of political power. In recent years, new discoveries have emerged that suggest the Templars' secrets were carefully preserved. In 2017, researchers uncovered a network of underground caves in England, known as the Kynan Caves, which contained clear Templar symbols carved into their walls. These caves had been sealed for centuries, but when they were finally explored, they revealed marks and rituals directly associated with the Templar order. What were the Templars doing in these isolated caves? Could these be hiding places for forbidden documents, sacred relics, or crucial pieces of knowledge, preserved away from prying eyes? Another modern discovery that may hold the key to unlocking the Templar legacy is the famous Voynich manuscript. This mysterious medieval book, written in an unknown language and filled with bizarre and enigmatic illustrations, has puzzled scholars for centuries. Some believe that this manuscript could be a coded message from the Templars, a hidden text meant to protect their secrets from discovery by the authorities. If this theory holds true, it would mean that the Templars' knowledge survived in secret, waiting for the right moment to be deciphered and understood. However, the biggest question of all remains: who holds the Templar secrets today? Several secret societies, including Freemasonry, claim to be heirs to the Templar legacy. Freemasonry, in particular, has a degree called the Order of the Knights Templar, where members perform initiation rituals in honor of the original Templar order. Yet, Freemasonry itself denies any direct connection to the historical Templars. Meanwhile, other mysterious groups, like the alleged Priory of Sion, claim to be the protectors of the deepest secrets of the Templars, secrets which may include the sacred bloodline of Jesus and Mary Magdalene. But does the Priory truly exist? Or is it simply another myth in the game of disinformation? In addition to these groups, the Templar symbols continue to appear in the most unexpected places. Some researchers point to the presence of Templar-related iconography on the American dollar, a currency that contains numerous esoteric symbols. Interpretations of this symbolism suggest that the knowledge preserved by the Templars played a role in shaping the new nations and empires that emerged in the wake of their dissolution. Whether in the political, artistic, or architectural domains, traces of the Templars' influence are still visible today. Most surprising of all, new archaeological evidence suggests that the Templars may have had a presence in North America long before Columbus. In regions such as Nova Scotia, Canada, and parts of the United States, researchers have uncovered Templar crosses carved into rocks, offering further proof that the Templars might have traveled across the Atlantic, establishing themselves in the New World. Could these artifacts represent a link between the Templars and the ancient knowledge they guarded? The Templars may have been officially destroyed in the 14th century, but their legacy endures, From the symbols and secrets concealed in architecture to hidden manuscripts and cryptic codes. The Templar knowledge has survived through the ages, carefully guarded and passed down through initiatory societies. The question remains: what are these secrets? And when will they finally come to light? The hunt for the hidden knowledge of the Templars continues, and one can only wonder how much more remains buried in plain sight, waiting for the right moment to be revealed. Some researchers propose an intriguing theory suggesting that, in the aftermath of their fall, the Templars might have escaped to the New World, carrying with them the forbidden knowledge they had uncovered. If this theory holds any truth, it would mean that the Templar secrets not only survived the brutal persecution they faced, but that they may have played a pivotal role in shaping the course of history as we know it today. The biggest and most tantalizing question that continues to captivate the imagination of those studying this mystery is whether these secrets will ever truly come to light. Is humanity on the verge of a monumental revelation about the Templars and their hidden truths? Or will these mysteries remain forever shielded by those who inherited the Templar legacy? It is widely believed that the knowledge the Templars possessed was considered so dangerous that its very existence justified their destruction. This leaves us to ponder: if these secrets still remain, it is almost certain that they are being guarded with the utmost care and caution, protected by those who fear the far-reaching consequences of revealing them. In the next section of this exploration, we will dive into the final aspects of this enigma. We will attempt to separate fact from speculation and determine what we truly know about the Templars, what has been hidden from us, and what might yet be uncovered as time progresses. The Templars, during their meteoric rise in the Middle Ages, were not only one of the most powerful military and religious organizations of their time but also amassed an immense wealth and influence that struck fear into the hearts of their enemies. However, their sudden and violent downfall, accused of heresy under trumped-up charges, raises serious questions about the true motivations behind their destruction. Was it simply the greed of monarchs and clergy, or was there something far more significant at play? Among the most enduring mysteries surrounding the Templars, a few stand out as particularly intriguing and enigmatic. One of the most captivating and unresolved aspects of Templar history involves the hidden Gospels and forbidden texts that they allegedly discovered during their excavations beneath Solomon's Temple. There are compelling indications that the Templars may have uncovered ancient manuscripts, Gnostic texts that challenge the official narrative of Christianity. The Gnostic Gospels, such as those of Thomas and Mary Magdalene, offer a radically different perspective on Jesus, portraying him not as a divine savior but as an enlightened master who taught self-knowledge and spiritual ascension. If the Templars indeed gained access to these alternative texts, it could explain both their rapid rise to power and the overwhelming determination of the Church to eradicate them. The threat posed by this newfound knowledge would have been so profound that it may have been the driving force behind the Templars' swift and brutal persecution. Equally mysterious is the fate of the Templars' treasure, which remains an unsolved riddle to this day. Despite the intense search by the French monarchy, none of the treasures that were thought to be hoarded by the Templars were ever recovered. This suggests that the Templars had ample time to hide their most valuable assets, whether they were gold, sacred relics, or more crucially, secret documents. The general consensus is that this knowledge wasn't destroyed, but rather safeguarded in hidden locations by groups that continued the Templar legacy after their destruction. These groups, some believe, preserved the forbidden knowledge, passing it down in secrecy for generations. The greatest evidence of the survival of Templar knowledge can be seen in the secret societies that arose in the centuries following their dissolution. Freemasonry, the Order of Christ in Portugal, the Rosicrucians, and even factions within the Catholic Church itself all maintain symbolic and philosophical connections with Templar ideals. These groups are said to have inherited Templar wisdom and, in some cases, their rituals. If the secrets of the Templars truly survived their destruction, they have undoubtedly been transmitted carefully through these organizations, hidden away from public view. But what would happen if these secrets were ever revealed to the world? What if the Templars truly discovered alternative gospels or evidence of Jesus' sacred lineage? Such revelations could have a seismic impact on the foundations of Christianity, fundamentally challenging established religious dogmas and authority. It could entirely reshape our understanding of spirituality, history, and the very nature of the human experience. In recent times, As technology continues to advance and previously secret historical archives are digitized, we are starting to see new fragments of Templar history emerge. Ancient manuscripts are being analyzed using cutting-edge techniques, and archaeology is exploring previously overlooked locations that may contain long-buried answers to some of the most enduring questions about the Templars. However, despite these advances, it remains possible that the Templars' most profound secrets are being intentionally protected in ways that prevent their full revelation. If these secrets are indeed as powerful as many believe, those who guard them are likely aware of the immense disruption their release could cause to existing power structures. There may very well be a quiet resistance, a hidden force working behind the scenes to ensure that certain secrets never come to light. This could be one of the reasons why, despite centuries of research, so much about the Templars remains a mystery. It is as if the most powerful truths have been deliberately veiled, kept in the shadows to avoid the consequences of their revelation. But is this shadowy protection truly impenetrable? Or are we on the brink of uncovering the last pieces of the puzzle? The Order of the Templars was undoubtedly one of the most powerful and influential groups in medieval history. But their sudden and violent destruction by those in power raises questions that have yet to be fully answered. What if the Templars found something far beyond material treasure, something so profound that it could challenge the very core of our understanding of human history and religion? As we explore the final chapters of this mystery, it's crucial to distinguish between what is fact, what is speculation, and what might still be revealed in the future. The secrets of the Templars have been hidden for centuries, buried beneath layers of history, secrecy, and persecution. But as we continue to uncover the truth, we may find that the mysteries of the Templars are far from over. The final answers could still be waiting to be discovered, hidden in plain sight for those willing to look. So, what can we truly conclude about the Templars and the hidden gospel they may have possessed? The evidence certainly suggests that the Templars had access to information that went far beyond what the official church doctrine allowed. Whether this knowledge came in the form of forbidden texts, sacred relics, or esoteric wisdom remains uncertain. However, the brutal persecution they faced strongly implies that they discovered something that posed a direct threat to the status quo. If they were eliminated so violently, it can only mean that they knew something too dangerous for the church to allow to flourish. The real question that has echoed through the centuries, and continues to resonate today, is whether the Templars were completely destroyed, or if their secrets survived in some form. If these secrets did endure, where are they now? Could they be hidden in obscure documents within the Vatican archives, carefully encrypted manuscripts that have yet to be deciphered? Or have these revelations already been woven into the fabric of modern society, incorporated in such a subtle way that no one even realizes the true origins? One thing is certain: the search for the Templar secret is far from over. As long as there remain unsolved mysteries surrounding their true history, their legacy will continue to pulse through the ages, never fully fading into the past. While the Templars themselves may have been destroyed, their shadow still looms large. It's possible that lost relics, forbidden documents, and secret teachings are closer to being revealed than we think. But the most pressing and significant question is whether the world is truly prepared for such knowledge. If the Templars did, in fact, discover powerful secrets about Jesus, secrets that could alter the very foundation of Christianity, are we ready to face that truth? Or is it likely that there are still hidden forces at work, actively ensuring that this knowledge remains buried, shielded from public awareness? The question remains open for each of us to consider. We now ask you, with an open mind, to reflect on this possibility. If such a world-altering truth does exist, do you think humanity is prepared for its revelation? Or do you think there are still powerful entities guarding this knowledge, preventing its disclosure? We want to hear from you. Your voice matters in this ongoing mystery, and your thoughts could be the key to helping more people awaken to these hidden truths. If you believe that these answers need to come to light, let your intention be known. The more people who join in this movement, the greater the chance we have of uncovering these secrets that have been so carefully kept from us for centuries. The truth may be lying in wait, hidden just beneath the surface, waiting for the right moment to come into the light. Your comment, your insight, could play a crucial role in making this truth accessible to a wider audience. Together, we can shine a light on these mysteries and move one step closer to understanding what the Templars truly knew. If you're ready to continue this journey and delve even deeper into the hidden knowledge of the Templars, click on the next video on your screen. In this new chapter, we will explore how secret societies have kept these Templar mysteries alive over the centuries, and what implications this could hold for the future of humanity. Together, we are part of a growing movement of discovery. Join us in uncovering the truth, and let's explore what lies ahead. See you there, and remember to keep your mind unfettered as we continue on this path to revelation. In the early years of the 12th century, an enigmatic group of knights arose in the heart of the Holy Land, bound by a purpose that was not entirely clear, even to those closest to them. These were the Poor Knights of Christ and the Temple of Solomon, more commonly known as the Templars. They were not merely a group of warriors stationed to protect pilgrims journeying through the perilous roads of Jerusalem. As history might have led us to believe, there was something deeper, something far more mysterious, driving them, an element of their mission that has continued to captivate the imaginations of historians, researchers, and conspiracy theorists to this very day. What were the Templars truly searching for beneath the Temple Mount? Could it be that, during their excavations, they uncovered secrets about Jesus Christ that could alter everything we know about his true story? To begin to understand this, we must first rewind the clock to the moment the Order of the Templars was officially formed. The year was 1119, and a small group of knights, led by Hugh de Payens, came before King Baldwin II of Jerusalem with an offer. They would dedicate themselves to protecting Christian pilgrims making their way to the sacred city. In exchange for this vow, the king granted them shelter within the remnants of the ancient Temple of Solomon. At first glance, this might seem like a mere logistical decision. After all, the Temple Mount was a central location in Jerusalem. But there's more to this than meets the eye. Why, out of all places, would a group of warrior monks, sworn to poverty, be granted a space with such profound symbolic significance? Was it merely a coincidence? Or did something far more significant lie hidden beneath the ruins of the temple? For the first 9 years of their existence, the Templars kept a low profile. Few knew of their operations, aside from the fact that they were deeply involved in digging and excavating beneath the Temple Mount. But if their sole purpose was to offer protection to pilgrims, why engage in such extensive digging? What could they possibly have been searching for? Some theories propose that the Templars stumbled upon ancient texts that could change everything we know about Christianity, texts containing lost Gospels, Gnostic writings, or even irrefutable evidence of Christ's bloodline, possibly through Mary Magdalene. These are not idle speculations. History has already shown us that many early Christian texts were systematically excluded from the Bible in the centuries following Christ's death. Throughout the early history of Christianity, certain scriptures were deemed heretical by ecclesiastical councils, while others, which reinforced the power structures of the Church, were canonized. Among these discarded texts were the Gospel of Thomas, the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, and the Gospel of Philip, writings that present a radically different portrayal of Christ. In some of these accounts, Jesus is not a divine, otherworldly figure set apart from humanity. Instead, he is portrayed as a teacher, imparting knowledge that leads to self-realization and spiritual enlightenment. If the Templars had access to these apocryphal scriptures, it could explain much of their mysterious actions. Unlike other military orders of the time, the Templars exhibited an unusual depth of knowledge, one that made them both influential and, in the eyes of the Church, dangerous. Their secretive rituals, enigmatic symbols, and obscure relationship with power have long fueled speculation that they were not simply guarding physical relics, but were instead protectors of a far greater, esoteric truth. Many scholars believe that the Templars may have been stewards of an ancient tradition, one that originated with the early Gnostic Christians and was passed down through the centuries to the secret societies of the medieval world. This would help explain their connections with groups like the Cathars, another sect that the Church persecuted for their heretical beliefs. There are even those who posit that the Templars had links with the Priory of Sion, a secret organization that supposedly harbored hidden knowledge about the true lineage of Jesus. But if the Templars truly possessed such dangerous knowledge, why were they so brutally targeted? What prompted King Philip IV of France and Pope Clement V to destroy the order in such a ruthless manner? While traditional historians argue that the Templars' downfall was driven by financial motives, Philip IV, mired in debt, allegedly sought to eliminate the order and seize their wealth. There are those who suggest a far more sinister reason. It wasn't simply about money, it was about silencing the Templars and the knowledge they held, knowledge that, if made public, could threaten the very foundation of the Catholic Church. The tragic and violent dissolution of the order in 1307 only deepened the mystery. Hundreds of knights were arrested, tortured, and executed, but there are reports suggesting that many Templars managed to escape with documents and records that were never recovered. The question that still lingers: where did these Templar fugitives go? And what happened to the documents they carried with them? The search for the Templar treasure has remained one of history's greatest puzzles. Was it a tangible, material treasure, or was it something far more profound, a treasure of knowledge? If the Templars truly discovered forbidden Gospels, could it be that these texts were hidden away in a secret location? Could these very texts be the origins of the Holy Grail legend, not as a physical object, but as a symbol of Christ's authentic legacy, a spiritual truth lost to history? The mystery continues to this day. Some argue that the Templars' knowledge did not die with them, but instead found its way into the hands of secret societies that survived their destruction. Others believe that the documents were destroyed, or fell into the wrong hands, their secrets lost forever, regardless of what happened to the records themselves. The enduring question remains: did the Templars uncover a hidden gospel that could revolutionize our understanding of Jesus Christ? And if so, where is that knowledge today? In the next section, we will delve deeper into the apocryphal Gospels and the lost manuscripts that the Church tried to bury. What do these ancient texts reveal about the true teachings of Christ? How could they have survived for centuries? And what connections might they have with the mysterious Templar order? The history of Christianity, as we know it, was shaped by decisions made centuries after Christ's death, when church leaders decided which Gospels would form the New Testament. But what became of the Gospels that were excluded? Why were certain writings banned as heretical? And most importantly, could the Templars have accessed these texts, unlocking a completely different perspective on Christ's message? The apocryphal Gospels, the texts that did not make it into the official Bible, offer an entirely different view of Christ. Among them, the Gospel of Thomas presents sayings attributed to Jesus that emphasize self-knowledge and personal enlightenment, suggesting that divinity resides within each individual. The Gospel of Mary Magdalene depicts her close relationship with Christ, insinuating that she held a higher spiritual understanding, perhaps even serving as his successor in the teachings of the true faith. The Gospel of Philip raises the possibility that Jesus and Mary Magdalene shared a much deeper connection than traditional history admits, suggesting a secret lineage that could have been passed down through the ages. So why were these texts excluded? The answer lies in the Council of Nicaea in 325 AD, where Emperor Constantine sought to unify Christianity under one doctrine. The Gospels that aligned with the Church's power structure were preserved, while those that emphasized a more direct connection between man and God, bypassing the need for a mediator, were condemned to obscurity. Yet these Gospels did not disappear entirely. Some survived and were rediscovered centuries later, with significant finds such as the Dead Sea Scrolls and the Nag Hammadi Library in the 20th century. But if the Templars had access to similar documents, it suggests that this secret knowledge circulated long before these 20th century discoveries. How could the Templars have found these texts? Jerusalem, where the Templars established their headquarters, was a melting pot of cultures, religions, and philosophies. During their excavations beneath the Temple Mount, it's possible they uncovered ancient records preserved by Judeo-Christian sects that had fled Roman persecution. Additionally, the Templars' interactions with Islamic scholars of the time, who had access to vast libraries of translated texts, could have facilitated the exchange of this forbidden knowledge. The Templars' spiritual practices also raised eyebrows. Accounts from the time describe mysterious rituals performed during their initiation ceremonies, rituals that involved the veneration of a figure named Baphomet. While some believe Baphomet was a corruption of Muhammad's name, symbolizing the Islamic influence on the order, others suggest that Baphomet was an esoteric representation of hidden knowledge. If these rituals were indeed connected to the apocryphal Gospels, Then the Templars were preserving a form of Christianity that sharply diverged from the teachings of the Catholic Church. The Cathars, a Christian sect that flourished in southern France, were known for their radically different beliefs that were heavily inspired by Gnostic texts. They viewed the God of the Old Testament as a tyrannical force and believed that Christ's mission was to liberate humanity from the shackles of the material world. In their eyes, true salvation could only be attained through the acquisition of secret knowledge passed down from teacher to disciple. This belief system put them at odds with the Church, which viewed them as a dangerous threat. It is no coincidence that the Templars, a similarly secretive order, shared many of the Cathars' beliefs. Both groups were subjected to brutal persecution by the Vatican, with the siege of the Cathar fortress at Montségur in 1244 echoing the ultimate downfall of the Templars decades later. If the Templars truly absorbed the teachings of the Cathars and Gnostic traditions, it would explain the profound transformation they underwent. What started as a humble group of warrior monks evolved into one of the most powerful and enigmatic institutions in Christendom. Their contact with apocryphal Gospels and other hidden texts likely altered their perception of Christianity, leading them to subtly, yet boldly, challenge the authority of the Church. But why, one might ask, would they choose not to openly reveal the truths they had uncovered? The answer may lie in the immense danger such knowledge posed. Unveiling a truth that ran counter to the official narrative of the Church could have led to the Templars' immediate demise, as the Church's power was absolute and unchallenged during that era. Despite their growing influence, it wasn't long before the Templars were targeted by the Church. In 1307, they were accused of heresy, idolatry, and practicing secretive rituals that were seen as a direct defiance of Catholic doctrine. When the Templars were captured, tortured, and forced to confess, no concrete evidence of their alleged heresies was ever found. This has led many to speculate that the Templars successfully managed to hide their most valuable records before their persecution. The most pressing question, then, is where did these documents, potentially the most significant in history, go? More importantly, do they still exist, hidden away somewhere in the world today? The search for the fabled Templar treasure remains one of the greatest mysteries in medieval history. However, contrary to popular belief, this treasure may not have been composed of gold, jewels, or precious artifacts. Instead, the true treasure of the Templars might have been something far more valuable: knowledge itself. The possibility that the Templars had access to secret Gospels, revealing a vastly different account of Jesus Christ's life and teachings, raises the tantalizing prospect that they preserved this forbidden knowledge, ensuring its survival even after the order's dissolution. As we explore this theory further, the classic image of the Templar treasure, vaults filled with riches and relics, must be reassessed. What if, instead, the Templars' real treasure consisted of manuscripts and sacred documents that revealed the hidden truths of Christianity? In this context, the famed Holy Grail might not refer to a literal cup, but to the bloodline of Christ itself, a revelation that could have had the power to disrupt the very foundations of the Church. This line of thought invites us to delve deeper into the Templars' relationship with the Temple of Solomon, which was not merely an architectural site but a sacred center of spiritual significance for millennia. It was within the ruins of this ancient temple that the Templars carried out their most profound excavations. The Temple Mount had long been regarded as a place of great importance in both Jewish and Christian traditions. Some scholars suggest that the Templars uncovered hidden artifacts beneath the temple, artifacts that could have provided insight into the true nature of Jesus Christ and his teachings. These documents may have included records detailing the sacred lineage of Christ, possibly linked to the figure of Mary Magdalene, a woman often portrayed in the apocryphal Gospels as not merely a follower of Christ, but as a central figure in his life and mission. The theory of the Holy Grail, when placed within this context, takes on a new, more profound meaning. It suggests that the Grail is not a physical relic, but rather a symbol of the sacred bloodline of Christ, a lineage that, if uncovered, could have irrevocably challenged the authority of the Church. This perspective is supported by the teachings of Gnosticism, which emphasized the pursuit of inner spiritual knowledge and rejected the punitive, wrathful God of the Old Testament. If the Templars had indeed been in possession of Gnostic texts suppressed by the Church, it is likely that they began to see Christianity through a radically different lens, one that focused not on blind obedience to authority, but on the liberation of the individual through spiritual enlightenment. As the Templars grew in wealth and power, their influence expanded far beyond the realm of religious devotion. By the 13th century, they controlled vast estates, castles, and wealth that rivaled entire kingdoms. Their complex financial network functioned almost like an international banking system, offering services to nobles and monarchs alike. This growing influence did not go unnoticed by King Philip IV of France, who, deeply in debt to the Templars, saw an opportunity to eliminate them and seize their vast fortune. On the infamous Friday, October 13, 1307, the Templars were arrested en masse across France, accused of heresy, idolatry, and other crimes against the Church. Despite the confessions extracted under duress, no tangible evidence of the Templars' alleged crimes was ever discovered. This raises the question: where did the Templars' treasure go? Several theories suggest that the Knights foresaw their downfall and took steps to move their most valuable assets before the Church and French monarchy could seize them. One popular hypothesis is that the treasure was transported to Scotland, where the Templars found refuge and possibly even established connections with the Freemasons. Others believe that the Templars managed to move their secrets to Portugal, where the order was rebranded as the Order of Christ, continuing to operate under the protection of King Denis. But what if the real treasure was not material wealth, but the manuscripts and historical records containing the suppressed truths about Jesus Christ? This idea provides a compelling explanation for why both the Church and the French monarchy went to such great lengths to destroy the order, not simply to seize their riches, but to ensure that these dangerous secrets would never come to light. This theory ties into the mystery of the Priory of Sion, a secret society said to have guarded the sacred lineage of Jesus and Mary Magdalene for centuries. According to some theories, the Templars not only uncovered records of this hidden lineage, but also took on the role of its guardians, protecting the sacred knowledge from those who would seek to erase it from history. Though this idea has been widely popularized in modern books and films, it remains one of the most captivating and controversial aspects of Templar lore. The idea that the Templars possessed knowledge capable of challenging the traditional Christian doctrine has persisted over the centuries, with many still debating what ultimately happened to this powerful information. There is a belief, rooted in the secrecy of their activities and their mysterious rituals, that these secrets may have been passed down into the hands of secret societies such as the Freemasons or the Rosicrucians. These organizations, over time, seem to have preserved certain Templar symbols and rituals, suggesting that at least part of the Templar legacy managed to survive the brutal persecution. But the most captivating and enduring mystery is the possibility that the very forbidden Gospels themselves, or copies of them, are still hidden in some undiscovered place, waiting to be found. While the Templars may have officially disappeared, their secrets appear to have reverberated through history, perhaps more powerfully than we realize. If these documents, which challenge the accepted narrative of Jesus' life, truly exist, they could radically alter our understanding of Christianity and its foundations. But the central question remains: where are these records now? Were they destroyed by those who sought to suppress them? Or do they lie hidden somewhere, awaiting rediscovery? In the next part of our exploration, we will delve into the fate of the surviving Templars, those who managed to escape the brutal fate that befell the rest of the order. These knights, though officially eradicated, may have taken with them the very secrets that could unlock a new chapter in the history of Christianity. How did they survive? Where did they go? And if they did take the knowledge they had uncovered, how has it survived the passage of time? After the fall of the Templars in 1307, the mystery surrounding their survival continues to captivate the curious. When the order was officially dismantled, the public focus was on the gruesome spectacle of the executions of the Templar leadership, particularly the final moments of Jacques de Molay, the last Grand Master, as he was burned alive in Paris in 1314. De Molay's final words were a terrifying prophecy. He cursed King Philip IV and Pope Clement V, foretelling that both would soon meet their deaths. Within months, both men perished as predicted, further deepening the mystery surrounding the Templars' downfall. Yet, while the world watched the collapse of the Templar order with intense fascination, entire groups of knights quietly disappeared from the annals of history. Their escape routes were strategic. and one of the primary destinations for these survivors was Portugal. Unlike France, where King Philip IV sought the utter destruction of the order, Portugal's King Denis took a different approach. Instead of persecuting the Templars, he offered them protection, reorganizing their order under a new name, the Order of Christ. This subtle transformation allowed the Templar knowledge and wealth to be preserved, while the organizational structure of the order continued, albeit under a new identity. Centuries later, the Order of Christ would go on to finance monumental voyages, suggesting that the Templars' maritime knowledge might have played a crucial role in Portugal's discovery of new lands. Another possible destination for the Templars was Scotland, which was embroiled in war with England at the time and thus largely outside the control of both the Pope and the French monarchy. Some records suggest that Templar knights fought alongside Robert the Bruce during the Battle of Bannockburn in 1314, helping secure Scottish independence. In exchange, they were granted shelter and protection, allowing them to survive in secret for years. Researchers have speculated that, in return for their support, the Templars were afforded sanctuary in Scotland, where they were able to continue their clandestine activities. Many believe that it was from these exiled knights that the esoteric traditions, ideas later intertwined with Freemasonry, emerged. However, beyond physical refuge, there was something much more valuable that the Templars may have taken with them: the secret knowledge they had uncovered. If they truly possessed forbidden texts, hidden gospels, or other sacred records about the true nature of Jesus Christ, it is plausible that these invaluable documents were carefully preserved in unknown locations. Some theories suggest that Templar manuscripts were hidden in remote castles, secret chapels, or even transported to faraway locations like Oak Island in Canada. Over the years, expeditions have claimed to find traces of Templar presence there, further fueling the idea that these secrets were kept hidden away, perhaps even by the Templars themselves. One of the most fascinating elements of the Templars' escape revolves around the mysterious Priory of Sion. According to some theories, the Templars transferred their most valuable documents to this secret society, which was said to be dedicated to protecting the sacred lineage of Jesus and Mary Magdalene. The existence of the priory remains a point of contention, but the notion that certain knowledge could have been safeguarded by initiatory groups is compelling. Whether or not the Priory of Sion ever truly existed, it is undeniable that the Templars did not simply vanish from the historical record. Their influence lived on through the symbols, rituals, and traditions they left behind. The signs of the Templars' legacy are evident in the architecture of Gothic cathedrals, hidden symbols embedded in the design of churches and buildings, and even in the writings and documents of Masonic societies. For example, Freemasonry, which emerged in later centuries, inherited many of the Templars' symbols, such as the Paté Cross, the all-seeing eye, and the practice of esoteric initiation. This raises an intriguing question: if the Templars' secret knowledge survived through these organizations, where is it today? Could it be encoded in hidden manuscripts? Perhaps even in the works of Renaissance figures like Leonardo da Vinci, who was known for his associations with secret societies and for embedding cryptic messages within his art? Or might this knowledge have been preserved in the teachings of alchemy, Hermeticism, and other esoteric philosophies, which often contained veiled references to the hidden truths about Christ and his legacy? The Templars' influence was not confined to Europe alone. Some theorists suggest that the Templars may have reached the Americas long before Christopher Columbus, pointing to ancient maps that show European navigators on American shores centuries before the official discovery of the continent. If the Templars truly possessed advanced navigational knowledge, likely acquired through their interactions with Arab sailors and scholars, they may have used this information to escape across the ocean, taking their secrets with them. So, if the Templars did flee with knowledge that could disrupt the Church's power, why has this information never been revealed to the world? The most probable explanation is that this knowledge has been fragmented and hidden over the centuries, preserved in secret by organizations that continue to operate in the shadows of global power. This leads us to an even more unsettling question: could these secrets still be guarded by groups operating behind the scenes, influencing world events and shaping the course of history? The next section will delve into one of the greatest Templar mysteries, the Holy Grail. What is its true nature? And how does it relate to the secrets of the Templars and the hidden knowledge they protected? The mystery deepens, and the search for the Grail continues. The Holy Grail, perhaps one of the most captivating mysteries in human history, has long been the subject of legends and myths, leading to endless debates about its true nature. Traditionally, many have envisioned the Grail as the sacred chalice used by Jesus during the Last Supper, a physical object of immense importance. Sought after by knights, mystics, and adventurers throughout the centuries. But what if the Grail was not just a simple object, but something much deeper, something far more profound? What if it was not a vessel, but a secret that held the key to an entirely different understanding of spirituality and human history? This line of thinking suggests that the Templars, known for their role in guarding hidden knowledge, may have discovered and protected this deeper truth, guarding it with their lives and secrecy. The possibility that the Templars understood the Grail in a completely different context than most of us is a theory that ties directly into the myths and legends surrounding the order. Some believe that the Grail represents a secret knowledge, one so powerful that it could challenge the very foundation of traditional Christianity. This hypothesis challenges the widely held belief that the Grail was simply a physical object, suggesting instead that it could symbolize something far more profound, a hidden lineage tied to the bloodline of Jesus Christ. According to this theory, Jesus did not merely live and die as a divine figure in the traditional sense, rather, he may have had a relationship with Mary Magdalene, and from that union, a hidden lineage emerged. This bloodline, protected by secret groups and societies over the centuries, could explain much about the Templars' extraordinary rise to power and the fury with which they were persecuted. If the Templars discovered documents or relics pointing to this hidden lineage, it would have been so earth-shattering that it could undermine the entire authority of the Church. The Church's determination to destroy the Templars was not just about wealth or land. It was about preserving the theological narrative that Jesus was a divine being, separate from humanity. If the Templars held evidence that contradicted this narrative, they became a threat that had to be eradicated. This level of power over the foundations of Christianity explains the ferocity with which the Vatican sought to erase the Templars from history, as their knowledge could unravel centuries of religious teachings. Beyond the theory of the sacred bloodline, another interpretation of the Holy Grail connects it to hidden knowledge, a knowledge that could illuminate the true message of Christ. For centuries, groups like the Cathars, an early Christian sect, believed that the true essence of Christ's teachings was obscured by the institutional power of the Church. For them, salvation came not from submission to religious dogma, but from enlightenment and the pursuit of spiritual knowledge. When the Cathars were eradicated in the 13th century, it is believed by some that their esoteric teachings were preserved by the Templars, who may have become the guardians of this hidden truth. If the Templars had uncovered such knowledge, where might they have hidden it? Many theories suggest that clues to the Grail's true nature were left in the architecture of Gothic cathedrals, such as those in Chartres, Reims, and Notre Dame. These magnificent structures, funded by the Templars, are thought to be more than just places of worship. They are seen by some as vast repositories of symbolic meaning, encoded with secrets meant to be understood only by the initiated. Hidden figures, numerical codes, and cryptic representations of biblical events can be found in their design, all of which seem to point to something beyond conventional Christian teachings. The Templars, with their obsession for numbers and cryptography, were known for embedding secret messages into their work. Advanced ciphers, symbols carved into stone, and even hidden writings within manuscripts are believed to have concealed vital information, possibly pertaining to the Grail itself. Moreover, some researchers believe that these hidden codes may have been passed down through the centuries, preserved by later secret societies, such as Freemasonry, which inherited many Templar symbols. These groups, using the same cryptographic techniques, could have ensured that the knowledge of the Grail lived on, albeit in a concealed form, for generations. Another possible repository for the Templar secrets is the Priory of Sion, a secret society that allegedly played a role in safeguarding the Grail's mysteries. If such an organization existed, it is conceivable that the Priory helped to preserve the Templar code, storing it in underground libraries or encrypting it in ancient documents that have yet to be fully deciphered. The Grail, whatever its true nature may be, remains one of the most enduring mysteries in human history. If the Templars were indeed the guardians of this knowledge, they would have held a key to understanding the deeper truths of spirituality, Christianity, and perhaps even the destiny of humanity itself. But has this knowledge been lost to time? Or is it still hidden somewhere, waiting to be revealed? The mystery only deepens as we consider the possibility that the Templars' influence did not end with their destruction in the 14th century. Instead, it is suggested by some that their legacy has continued, quietly shaping the course of history through secret societies that have operated behind the scenes of power to this day. While the Templars were officially dissolved in 1307, their influence did not simply vanish. Many believe that their presence can still be traced through pivotal historical events, suggesting that their hidden knowledge may have guided the fate of nations. From the establishment of secret societies to the hidden messages encoded in art, architecture, and literature, the Templars' legacy appears to be far from forgotten. Could it be that their knowledge has played a role in shaping the world as we know it? Could their secrets still be influencing global events, operating in the shadows to this very day? This raises an even more provocative question. If the Templars discovered knowledge that could change our understanding of Christianity and spirituality, why has it been kept hidden? And perhaps most intriguingly, where are these secrets now? In the next section, we will explore how the Templars' influence may have extended into the modern world, and whether their legacy continues to shape the course of history through the secret societies that operate behind the curtains of power. The Templars' destruction may have marked the end of their official reign, but their secrets live on, woven into the very fabric of our world, waiting for the day when they will be revealed. The Templar legacy is far more than a simple chapter in history. It's a continuous thread woven into the fabric of the modern world, influencing everything from the rise of Freemasonry to the foundation of today's financial institutions. Through the mysterious symbolism embedded in governments and secret societies, the impact of the Templars appears to transcend time, leaving an indelible mark on the present. Yet, the extent of their influence is still debated. Could the Templar secrets have been preserved, manipulated, and carefully guarded by shadowy groups that operate in the dark recesses of global power? The clues to the Templars' survival lie within the secretive and enigmatic symbols they left behind, symbols that continue to shape society in ways that are often overlooked. One of the most striking examples of Templar influence in the modern world can be found in Freemasonry. Many of the symbols that Freemasons use today, such as the square and compass, the all-seeing eye, and the five-pointed star, share direct parallels with Templar iconography. Moreover, the initiation ceremonies of Freemasonry are eerily reminiscent of the ancient rites practiced by the Templars, suggesting that the knowledge and traditions of the Templars may have been passed down through these secretive societies. There are even accounts that claim the knights who fled to Scotland in the 14th century passed on their sacred knowledge to local secret societies, which over time gave rise to speculative Freemasonry, an organization that would go on to play a pivotal role in shaping Western history. However, Freemasonry is not the only institution that might have carried forward the Templar legacy. In Portugal, shortly after the fall of the Templar Order, a new organization known as the Order of Christ emerged. This group inherited much of the Templars' wealth, traditions, and even their naval fleet. Remarkably, it was this very order that financed the great Portuguese maritime explorations, including the legendary voyages of Vasco da Gama and Christopher Columbus. Could it be that the Templars' knowledge of geography and navigation played a key role in the discovery of the New World? The possibility that they had access to advanced navigational secrets is tantalizing, especially considering their connections with the sailors and scholars of the Arab world. Their maritime knowledge could have allowed them to travel beyond the known world, hiding their discoveries and secrets in plain sight for centuries. The Templars' revolutionary role in developing financial systems also cannot be overlooked. During the Middle Ages, the Templars pioneered a banking transfer system that allowed pilgrims to deposit money in one location and withdraw it at another without the need to carry large sums of gold. This early form of financial transfer laid the foundation for the modern banking system. When the Templars were destroyed, their financial model was absorbed by powerful families, such as the Medici, who would go on to dominate European banking. In this way, the Templars' influence lived on through the very structures that shape the global financial system today. These systems, based on secrecy and discreet transactions, echo the same values that the Templars held in their shadowy dealings with wealth and power. Perhaps most unsettling of all is the presence of Templar symbols in modern politics. The architectural design of Washington, D.C., for example, contains hidden geometric alignments and esoteric symbolism that harken back to the traditions of the Templars and Freemasonry. Many cathedrals, government buildings, and monuments across the world are adorned with occult symbols that trace back to these secretive orders. The question arises: if the Templars' hidden knowledge survived, who holds it today? Could it have been absorbed by occult societies that continue to operate silently in the shadows of modern governments? Some researchers point to groups such as the Illuminati, the Rosicrucians, and even certain initiatory orders within the Vatican as potential custodians of the Templar secrets. These organizations, with their deep connections to the occult, may hold the key to unlocking the mysteries that the Templars safeguarded for centuries. The influence of the Templars can even be observed in pivotal historical events. Some theorists suggest that the ideals of the Templars may have played a role in shaping the French Revolution. The destruction of the monarchy and the weakening of the Catholic Church's influence in France echoed the long-lasting vengeance against King Philip IV, who had betrayed the Templars. Historical records indicate that several leaders of the revolution were Freemasons, well versed in the esoteric symbolism linked to the Templars. If these secrets were passed down, they could have influenced the revolutionary ideals that reshaped Europe and the modern world. But if the Templars' secrets are still guarded today, why have they never been revealed? The answer may lie in the profound danger that such knowledge could pose. If the Templars discovered something that challenged the official narrative of Jesus Christ's divinity, revealing this truth could shake the very foundations of established power. Furthermore, if the Templars possessed knowledge about a hidden lineage or mystical wisdom, it's possible that these secrets are being carefully guarded by those who inherited the Templar legacy, keeping them protected from the prying eyes of the world.